Welcome, folks. Welcome to Cats and Conspiracies. It's your man Codders here. Um, doing what I can to bring you a little bit of light relief and a few hidden gems, perhaps, that I may find out there in the cinematic world. If you're anything like me, and why wouldn't you be? Because you've given up on a lot of things. You've given up on a lot of things. And one of the things you've certainly given up on is any hope of any decent films emerging from the Hollywood world. Because let's face it, Hollywood's gone mental. Like they are completely and utterly insane, deluded demons that are running amok. And presumably, when they all sold their souls to the devil, they never actually thought that the devil would come calling, did they? They thought they would live the good life forever. But it seems very apparent now that the devil's come calling and is proving that these people are owned because none of these people would do the things that they do willingly. They're clearly being controlled and they're told what to do. Whether they get pulled into a room and they said, "Hey, do you remember when we said we'd make you a star? Yeah. Remember when we said you could live the good life? Yeah. But we own you and we can tell you to do what we want you to do. Yeah, but I never really thought you would. I just wanted to live a good life. No, no, you belong to us now. We own your soul. So if we tell you to go and stand up at that lecture and say something, if we tell you to tweet something, if we tell you to make a video, you're going to go and do it. Do you understand? You know that passion project you worked on, that series you made? Everybody loved globally, everyone loved. It was incredible, amazing. That character you created, everybody loved. I want you to go and tell everybody that that was a mistake. I want you to tell everyone that you didn't realize what you were doing at the time. That was my passion project. I loved that. Doesn't matter. We're not interested. Go and destroy it. Okay? We are here to destroy everything that people loved, and you're going to play a part in that. And that seems to be what's happening in Hollywood. And everyone's turning away from it. It seems these films are coming out. They're bombing. No one's interested. Hollywood has lost its grip, and I suppose it makes sense. Really, nothing is permanent. No emotions are permanent. Everything is temporary, and nothing lasts forever. Certainly, no good thing lasts forever. And these films that are coming out now, nobody seems to want them, and they all seem to be saying the same message. They all seem to have the same Marxist message. Take the new Leonardo DiCaprio thing. I'm a fan. I say I'm a fan of DiCaprio. I was a fan of DiCaprio. You know, I loved him in some of the films he's been in. I love Titanic, Inception, Departed. He's done some amazing films. Go right back. Basketball Diaries. Yeah, loved him. And then what happens? He's living the good life. He's out there on his yacht. He's chilling out. He's doing his thing. He's sitting there on his yacht with a helicopter taken on and off. Happy days. He's living the dream. He gets the call from Hollywood. Leo, old bean, yeah, time's come, sunshine. You've got to start saying stuff. Well, like what? Well, you need to start telling people how awful they are, for opposing the destruction of their countries, or how awful they are for even, eating a steak or traveling somewhere. And you need to tell them they need to hate themselves for existing, and they need to hate themselves for reproducing. And they're consuming things and they're destroying the planet. And you're going to do that. Won't that be a little bit hypocritical as I sort of lay here on my yacht with a helicopter coming and going, bringing me my food, surrounded by all these women? Will that not be a little bit hypocritical of me to tell the little people who are scratching to make a living, are doing what they can just to get by, that they're evil for existing and they're certainly evil for reproducing, and they shouldn't be, using all these resources and fuel and things? Yeah, obviously it is hypocritical, Leo, but you're not allowed to ask questions, pal. You just do what we tell you to do. Or guess what? We will destroy you. Everything you're seeing right now, everything you're loving, gone. Your boat sank, your helicopter blown out the sky. And, well, we'll release pictures. But there aren't any pictures, doesn't matter. We'll make some. Don't you worry about that. We own you now. Go and do what we tell you to do. And that's why they're doing this stuff, because no person in their right mind would do it. Unfortunately, these people are so arrogant in their way of thinking, they think that it doesn't matter how much they insult the public are still going to go and watch their films. And then what does Leo do? He makes a film that is going against what the majority of America wants and votes for. I'm in England, obviously, as you can tell from my accent. I'm not in America, but very, very similar thing is happening over here. The majority of this country want things a certain way, and the politicians are calling everybody racist. They're calling everybody all the names under the sun. They're telling us that's not what we want. Despite a poll showing that 70% of people in this country are done with immigration, they're still telling the public, no, you're wrong. So they're not listening. So anyway, Leo comes out with this film, which goes against what the American people want, which goes against what the English people want, all of Europe wants. And people aren't going to go and see it. They're not interested. And obviously they will call everybody a racist for not going to see it. But there is my rant for today, or one of them anyway. I've got to stop somewhere. I've got to stop ranting at some point. And if you're keeping your eyes on the UK, you'll also know what else is going on here, which is, as I called my page, Cats and Conspiracies, because, hey, cats are the best animal in the world. And love the conspiracies. But I don't do that so much anymore now because I've run out of conspiracies. They've all come true. So now they're just spoilers, spoiler alerts. And as we said for years in this country, they want ultimate control. They want the digital IDs. They want to be able to control you. They want to stop you eating meat, traveling, flying, doing all these things, using too much fuel. Conspiracy theory, they all called us. No, they don't want that. Why would they want to control us? Blah, 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 blah. You're just a conspiracy theorist. And well, here we are. They've announced that they want to impose digital IDs. But I'm now at the stage now where I'm so black-pilled. I'm like, good, bring it on. Because all of those people, all of those normies, the NPCs that go around thinking, no, they don't want to control us. Everybody's good. Everybody's good in the world. You're just a hater. You're a racist. You're all these things. It's going to hit them. And I want it to. I hope it does hit them. And when they can't do the things they want to do, when they can't travel, when they can't eat their meat, hopefully, they may get a taste of realization and reality. But we're now at the stage where, first, you have several stages with these things. You have the stage where they tell you it's not happening. You're a racist. You're a conspiracy theorist. They don't want to control you. Then it happens, and they say it is happening, digital ID, for example, but it's actually a good thing. So it doesn't matter that what you said was a conspiracy theory because it's a good thing that it's happening. So there you go, folks. Govern me harder, daddy, as the meme goes. So anyway, what don't I want to rant about too much? Well, it's this, Dark Skies, from 2013. Discovered this the other night. It's on Prime, and it's free to watch if you have Prime. And I think it's well worth a watch. Not mega low budget. I do love my low budget films. It's not mega low budget. There's some production going on here. There's some half decent acting in it. There's some pretty poor acting in it and some infuriating acting in it. I actually enjoyed this to some extent. It's far from a masterpiece, as I should have called my page Far From a Masterpiece because I say it so damn much. But I enjoyed this. If you like this kind of thing, I think you'll enjoy it too, because there aren't many films like this. It reminded me of a few things, actually. It reminded me a little bit of Poltergeist, in the fact that we have a very normalish, very ordinary-ish, they're fairly ordinary. They try and make them fairly ordinary-ish family experiencing something completely extraordinary that they're not, that they have no understanding of, and they're not prepared for in any way. And I like how this was done. This is very, very ambiguous. And at the start, obviously, the poster kind of gives it away there. But at the start of this film, it's actually hard to tell what they're dealing with. Are they dealing with like a paranormal thing? Is this some kind of haunting? Are we talking aliens? Are we talking some kind of extra dimensional bio entity? We're not quite sure. We're really not quite sure because we're kind of following it along with the family, and they don't really have any idea of what's going on either, apart from strange things start to happen. And one of the first things that starts happening is things getting moved around the night. The alarm's going. The house alarm is going off at night. Something's setting it off, and they can't find out what it is. The doors are all locked. Blah blah blah. And there's a few things that did kind of. There's a few tropes in this that did not annoy me a bit, but it's just so infuriating, I find. And just to give you an example, there's a scene where a load of stuff happens. She goes downstairs into the kitchen, and all these things have been like arranged, like bottles, and it's hard to see exactly what it is. There's like bottles and plates and lids in the most intricate way. They were like balancing on top of each other in really crazy ways, and it's reflecting like a symbol onto the ceiling, like this strange sort of geometric symbol on the ceiling. Like you couldn't do it if you tried. And like the kid comes down, and she's like, "Was this you?" It's just insane. It's like, do you understand? Like an adult couldn't do this. Like, you really think your little kid who looks about 5 years old, I can't remember how old he's supposed to be, could set this intricate thing up without you hearing or knowing it? The kid would be some kind of child genius to be able to do this. So I found that utterly ridiculous. And then they call the police. And in standard horror, I wouldn't call this a horror, but more sci-fi, but definitely creepy. I'll get to that. The police turn up, and as standard, he is the most useless police officer ever. I would literally, like, if someone turned up, he comes in, he sees all the stuff in the kitchen, and he's like, "You sure the kids didn't do this?" And it's like, just get out. Get out. Do you honestly think any child would have the brain capacity to create this incredible structure that's been built in the kitchen? And then he said, yeah, my friend of mine or something, her kid was sleep eating in the night. I'm like, that's not really the same thing, is it? It's not really the same thing. Okay, compare that to creating this incredible structure. And he does a couple of things like this, where he turns up and just provides absolutely no help whatsoever. I just like, just get out of my house. You're useless. Complete waste of time. In fact, if you're ever in a horror film, okay, don't trust the police. Don't call the police. They're not going to help you, or they're in on it. It's one of those two options. They're never going to help you. Okay, even at the end, you know, when you're standing there with your gun over the killer, they're going to come in and point their guns at you, thinking you're the killer. So don't trust the police. I'm just looking at my notes down here because I made a few notes on this. So I found it quite interesting. A few things did bother me. The parents are a little bit annoying. The mother, not so much. The dad is just a bit of a simp. He's a bit of a wet blanket, and if you watch it, you're going to find it a bit frustrating because he's portrayed as a little bit of a loser. Certainly not modern standards loser. Just he's down on his luck. But there's a few things that annoyed me, like he's trying to get a job, and he goes for an interview, goes back to his car and has a tantrum, and you can see clearly that he didn't get the job. When he goes home, she's like, "How did you get on?" He's like, "Yeah, it's really promising. Yeah, they said they like me," or something like that. It's like, dude, why are you doing this? Like, what purpose is that gonna give? You know, you can just say no, I don't think I'm gonna get that one. We'll figure it out. We will figure this out. You know, we have to sell the place, we have to relocate, we have to rent the place. Whatever it is, we're gonna figure this out. Okay? Yeah, I didn't get that job. There's other jobs. There's other things we can do. We're going to survive. We're going to be okay. But no, he just sits there and goes, yeah, it looks pretty good. Stupid. Really annoys me that because it's just pointless. And then of course she finds out later on that he lied about it, and she throws a tantrum, which is it's just insane. A couple of weird little side stories as well that I just found a bit strange. I just did not see the purpose of it. The older brother and his friend, who's his friend is a complete dick. Um, they're watching like really lame sort of adult videos, like the kind of stuff that used to be on like VH1. Hey, remember that back in the day on VH1? And when he gets a girl comes around, like he's really young, and this girl comes around and she's like, "Oh, have you ever kissed someone or something?" And he's like, and he like grabs her boob and says, "Oh, you're a bad girl." It's just weird. Like I was like, what is the point of this? I found it really. It didn't do anything. It didn't add anything to the story. It's completely and utterly pointless. It annoyed me a little bit. But hey, all the annoying stuff aside, right? Let me get to the good stuff. Okay, this film is creepy. Okay, this film creeped me out. And if you like this kind of strange stuff, if you've ever had nightmares, the feeling of things watching you in your house when you're not looking, when you're asleep, man, if I'm just talking about it, gives me that chill. if you've had that feeling, this film's going to connect with you because there's a couple of scenes in it. I even sent a clip of this to my mate who's kind of on the same page as me with the things that freak us both out. And he sent me a reply and he went, that gave me a chill. And it really freaked me out. And I love the ambiguity of this. I love the design and how they kind of keep it all hidden. I was hoping they weren't going to do too much of a reveal, and they didn't. They did kind of keep things not to your imagination, but they kept things in the darkness, in the shadows, which is how it should be. And there really aren't many answers given here. But this is definitely an enjoyable ride if you like this kind of stuff. So there you go, guys. I'll stop banging on and ranting about it. But Dark Skies, a bit confusing as well, because if you remember, there was a series probably, was it in late 90s? Either late 90s or early 2000s, possibly late 90s, I think. I think so. Called Dark Skies. So a little bit confusing if you find this film. But check it out. It's on Prime. It's free to watch. You want to see something creepy? Go and give this a go. I think you'll enjoy it. Until next time, guys, take it easy. Oh, and keep ranting as well.